Hi lovelies, I hope you're all keeping well and healthy. Today on Saturday Snippets, we're going to discuss reducing stress and anxiety, which is particularly relevant for our lockdown periods with the COVID virus. So first and foremost, what is stress? Stress is not just a mental and psychological feeling, it is also a physical response from the body. And what causes that physical response are external triggers, and that causes the brain to release a whole load of chemicals and hormones into the bloodstream. And you might know cortisol and adrenaline, and they're big ones, and they then get the body prepared for a fight and flight situation. Now, that's a good response. However, particularly if we're running away from a tiger or a lion, we don't want to get eaten, so we run. So that's good. It gets the body prepared. It increases blood pressure, blood flow, and all sorts of other reactions that get us from A to B as quickly as possible. And that's great. However, prolonged periods of stress can cause a lot of ailments and diseases and a lot of harm to the body. And particularly in this world that we live in, where we're all overworked, we're all doing too many things, paying tax, paying bills, bad relationships, they all cause stress over prolonged periods. And that has a massive impact on our actual physical health. It can cause high blood pressure, sleeping problems, the manifestation of diseases, headaches, muscle problems, fatigue, skin problems, all sorts. So that is something that we have to reduce quickly on a daily basis. So I'm going to go through a brilliant list of things that I would recommend and that I practice and that all of us in the clinic recommend to our clients. So firstly, exercise. We all know exercise reduces stress. Why? Because it releases a really nice chemical called serotonin, which is the happy hormone. And so that can help to really alleviate feelings of stress and anxiety. It's not going to get rid of things, but it's going to put your body into a better response mode. It's going to increase your metabolic rates. You're going to be able to digest things better. You're going to feel stronger, you're going to be physically fit and ready to go and attack those problems. So the daily recommendation of exercise per day would be about 30 minutes, and that can be jogging, running, squats, walking the dog, a nice brisk walk. It doesn't have to be hardcore intense, provided that you somehow get your heart rate up for a little while, and then that's really positive. And what you'll all be pleased to know is that actually too much exercise, i.e. 25 miles runs every day, or really intense sessions per day that exceed 2 hours, you don't need to do. And actually that can change your metabolic rate, that can induce free radicals going into the body and actually permanently damage cells, which can cause aging and all sorts of problems. So we don't want to do too much, which is a good thing. So another really amazing way to reduce stress is to relax, meditate, and to be mindful. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard the notion of mindfulness. So mindfulness is essentially appreciating the moment, being aware of the environment around you or a specific object, and just focusing on that solely and thinking of nothing else. So that could be looking at a flower or gazing into the sky, walking your dog and appreciating the woodland around you. And so that really helps to relax the mind, and yoga teaches us to do that as well, for instance. So, focusing on the specific exercise that you're doing, or meditating, being calm and trying to focus. So that's an amazing way to reduce stress and anxiety. And meditation, of course, you could try and take out maybe even 10 minutes a day, because it's very difficult to do half an hour or an hour meditation unless you're well practiced. And I used to do a lot of that in the old clinic when we had a lot of yoga sessions, but in this new one we don't do it, so I am missing that. But I always battled with doing even half an hour's worth of meditation, so don't push yourself. Just do 10 minutes, just sit in a chair, sit on your sofa, sofa, sit on the floor, sit outside, and just try and deep breathe and just think about your environment, how you're feeling, and just focus on the breath. Breathe in for 5 seconds and breathe out, and do that maybe 10 or 20 times and see how you feel. You'll feel really, really, really relaxed, because inhaling a lot of oxygen actually sort of gets you high in a very minimal sense, but then that really helps to clear your mind, calm everything down, reduce adrenaline, and you'll really notice the benefits, because a lot of us forget to breathe, and yoga teaches us to really, really focus on that. And that's really helped me in times of stress. I just sit down and I just take a few really deep breaths, and then I relax, and then I can refocus on what I need to do. Instead of curling up and crying about something, I get the energy to actually go and attack it. Sleep is another amazing way to reduce stress and anxiety. And I know I'm stating the obvious, we all need sleep, but most of us don't get enough of it. We push ourselves, we work too hard, we keep our minds winded up. So even when we do go to sleep, we're still ticking away and we're not getting good sleep, or we're up watching Netflix for too long and we can't switch off, particularly if it's a dramatic film, a dramatic series full of a lot of negative scenes. It actually has an impact on the way we dream and the way we sleep. So noticing when your body is tired, then there's the time to go to bed and pack it up. We need to go to sleep a lot more than we do. And I would recommend going to bed earlier and then waking up earlier, instead of going to bed really late and then waking up later in the morning. You have a more positive day ahead of you when you wake up around 7 a.m. I find that personally myself. Also, another thing, and I did state this in my last snippet, I have noticed, and I've been doing a massive experiment the last couple of weeks since we've been on lockdown. The past week, my sleep has been incredible, because I have really been actively focused on removing my phone from the bedroom every time I go to bed and putting it in the opposite side of the house, and I have just switched off completely and fallen asleep immediately, and I'm waking up really early feeling completely refreshed. And I can't put it down to any one thing, but I'm pretty sure it is to do with reducing those electromagnetic waves going through my brain, because I used to put my phone right next to my head on my bedside table every night for years, and I really struggled with my sleep. So try and do that as well. Eat healthily. Obviously, we have to eat healthily. So avoid fast foods, loads of pizza, loads of bad carbohydrates, sweet chocolate. That's just going to cause more stress to the body, make you feel depressed, make you feel sluggish, lethargic. So that's going to add to your stress and your anxiety, because you're going to be unable to have the energy to tackle the things that cause your stress. So I recommend drinking a lot of water first and foremost, and having lots of fruit and veggies, and getting all that vitamin C into your system to build up your immune system. So you're less likely to get unwell, you're more likely to fight disease and stay strong, and that's going to have a massive psychological ramification, and that's a positive thing. So we want to feel strong and healthy, and in turn that's going to lower our levels of stress and anxiety. A massive recommendation I have is having regular hot teas, and I don't mean caffeine, I mean herbal teas. That's a really great way to ingest water, particularly if you don't like drinking plain water. It can be quite boring, but you can also add a whole ton load of amazing micronutrients and polyphenols into your tea, such as, and this is the best one, turmeric. It's got an amazing bioactive compound in it called curcumin, which reduces inflammation and has amazing effects on the body, and that's going to somehow replenish you and make you feel a lot better and more positive, and hopefully reduce levels of stress, alongside ginger, which is awesome. That's got many antioxidants in it that's going to help the body deal with stress as well. So I'm always making my ginger, lemon, honey and turmeric tea, which is just gorgeous. Another major way to reduce stress and anxiety is actually recognizing when you are getting stressed and anxious about something, and understanding your displacement behaviours, which are usually negative, i.e. it might be turning to alcohol, smoking, eating really unhealthily, biting your nails, drinking too much caffeine. So if we can somehow recognize that when we're getting stressed and reduce those really bad behaviors and turn to something positive, i.e. drinking turmeric tea, or going for a walk, or doing some exercise, or dropping down and doing 10 squats or 10 press-ups, and not turning to those negative behaviors, we're going to keep our body healthy and our mind healthy, and in turn that's going to make us feel better. Me time and pamper time. Of course, these are really, really important actions we need to take in order to reduce levels of stress. Me time can include anything that you enjoy, i.e. taking up your hobby, painting, doing your nails, having a lovely long bath, lighting candles and just relaxing, doing a lovely facial on yourself, putting a face mask on. And these are some of the things that I love to do, and just really switch off and ensure that my skin feels good, I'm relaxed, all my muscles have soaked in the bath, I've had loads of bath salts, put all my moisturizer on, and these are all things that make me feel good. And if you don't do these things and put yourself first, sometimes you're just going to build up and build up and build up and feel really, really bad. And so if you do not feel good in yourself, and you feel negative and you're not taking care of yourself, you can't look after other people, and you can't be the best person that you can be for yourself nor others. So it's really important daily to do something that helps reduce your anxiety and your levels of stress by looking after yourself. Okay? Keeping up relationships is an amazing way to reduce levels of stress and anxiety. Just reaching out to people and sharing your emotions, sharing your issues can really, really help to reduce stress. Why? Because most people probably have the same problem that you're complaining about anyway, whether it's a relationship problem, money problems, skin problems, whatever it is. If you reach out to your mum, your sister, your best mate, your partner, they can help you through it. They might have a solution that you hadn't even thought about. So if you don't share that problem, you're not going to halve the problem. I was always taught a problem shared is a problem halved, and you can battle that together and come up with a solution a lot quicker than if you were sitting in your bedroom with your entangled mind going crazy. So that's really important. And actually at the clinic, we always encourage our clients to communicate with us in whatever form, via email, phone call, WhatsApp, text message. After a treatment, if they go home and they've got a question to ask, we've always got everyone WhatsApping us, and we're always in communication and supporting people, WhatsApp groups or, personal communications. It's really important, and that helps to really alleviate people's stress and anxieties about anything. Even if someone texts me at 10 o'clock at night about a skin problem, or what cream shall I apply to my face for this zit or for this little patch of dryness, I'm there and I'm ready for it, and I will text you anything that you need to hear and any advice that I've got. And that's really, really an amazing thing for people to share and to reduce that level of anxiety that might be churning inside of you. Take control. The feeling of the loss of control is essentially the main cause of feeling stressed and having the physical response of stress. So what my grandfather always used to say to me was that there's a solution to everything. So even if we have to go down a little path to get to a solution that we don't really fancy doing, we will always find our way out, and we will always get to the end result whereby we can reduce that stress. So all of the things that I've mentioned just now essentially will help you to try and take a bit of control back into your life and to reduce levels of stress. So what I want you all to do now is to try, and even if it's one thing tonight or two things or a couple of things tomorrow, try just at least one or two of those things that I've mentioned and slowly implement them into your lives. And I would absolutely love any of you to text, WhatsApp, DM us on Instagram, about how you've responded to these, how they've made you feel. Have you got any other advices or stress reducing activities that you may suggest to us and to share? So as I said, relationships and sharing is a key thing, and we want you to share with us, our Carbon Blush family, and in turn we'll share with you as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have my quarantine. How clever is that? My quarantine, my turmeric and ginger tea. And I'm going to send you all blessings and love, and bon appetit.